Alright guys, for this video I'm going to walk you through the nutrition project worksheet, and I know it looks very complicated. If you got questions, feel free to reach out. It's not really that complicated, but it can get a little confusing. And so the first thing you're going to do at the top of the worksheet is says, what's your current weight management goal? In other words, do you want to lose weight, gain weight, or do you just want to maintain? And so we talked about that's got to be measurable and specific. So in other words, I want to lose 5 pounds in the next 2 months. Okay, that's a time frame. I know after 2 months, I know did he lose 5 pounds or not. Okay, so that's what it means to be specific and measurable. The second thing is you're going to determine your basal metabolic rate, which this is just, basal metabolic rate is how many calories does your body burn just to function. Okay, so your heart has to pump, your lungs have to work, blood has to flow through your body. That requires energy. And so just for you to stay alive, how much energy does it take? And so there's a simple equation for men and for women. Obviously pick the one that applies to you. And then you just have to plug in the number. So this is my BMR, okay? So the equation is 66 plus 13.7 times your weight in kilograms. So that's going to throw some people off. So weight in kilograms, a kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds. So I took my body weight, which is 165 in pounds, divided it by 2.2, okay? And that gets me 75 kilograms. So that's my weight in kilograms is 75. So 13.7 times 75, okay? Then you come over and you've got 5 times your height in centimeters. So again, a little different. There's 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch, and that's on your worksheet. You'll see it there. So I just took my height in inches, which is 68, and I multiplied it by 2.54, which is how many centimeters are in an inch. That got me 172.72. So that's my height in centimeters, okay? And then the last one here is you've got minus 6.8 times your age. My age is 40, so I just plug that in. So then all we have to do is to work that math and remember your order of operations. So we're going to do everything in parentheses at one time. Okay, so 13.7 times 75 equals 1,027.5. Okay, and then we've got 5 times 172.72, and that equals 863.6. okay, and then we'll do the last thing here is 6.8 times my age, which is 40, and that gives me 272. So now all we have to do is do what the math tells us. Okay, and so we've got 66 plus 1027.5 plus 863.6, and then we're going to subtract 272. All right, and that gives me a total for my BMR of 1685.1. Okay, and we'll circle that there. That's my BMR. So what we're trying to determine here is how many calories do you burn throughout the course of a day. That's what the front part of this worksheet is working. And so the first thing that you know is just me functioning based on my mass, my age, my weight, is 1,685 calories a day, okay? Now the interesting part is we've got to add in, well, I move, and I do activity, and I do things. So how many calories does that burn? And if you'll look down at number 3, you get to pick an activity multiplier, okay? And I would err on the side of caution here. A lot of people think that they're very active or extremely active, and the truth is that they're not, okay? So let's just go with lightly active. Let's say that I'm lightly active. So I'm going to pick lightly active, okay? And that is it's BMR times 1.375, okay? So I'm going to take my BMR, which is 1685.1, and I'm going to multiply that times 1.375, and that gives me 2317, roughly, okay? And that's going to be my total daily energy expenditure. So how much it takes for my body to function plus my activity level determines how many calories on any given day I burn, okay? And now if I really want to figure out the number of how many calories am I burning through activity, okay, then I'm going to take this 2317, and then I'm going to subtract my 1685 okay? And that's going to give me 632. So throughout the course of the day, through what we picked lightly active, through a lightly active day, I'm going to burn 632 calories, okay? Just walking around, doing my exercise, whatever that may be. And so this is the front of your worksheet. It's not very complicated. If you'll flip over to the back, you'll see your charts, and at the top you've got your 5-day totals. So what you're going to do is you go into your MyFitnessPal, and you're going to look at each category. So the first thing at the top is calories. So I'm going to look at how many calories did I eat on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5, and I'm going to add those all together, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing for fats, carbs, and proteins. Don't worry about the saturated, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated fats. Just mark those out, okay? Then I'm going to add all those up, all 5 days, and that's going to give me a total. And then what I can do, you'll see below that is a table for daily average. So I can divide my 5-day totals by 5, and that's going to give me an average day, okay? An average for that period of time that I logged, everything that I took in, okay? And I'm going to write that down in my grams and my calorie section, okay? And then what you need to figure out, and I may do another video on this later if I get some questions, but you need to figure out what is your percentage of calories, where is it coming from, okay? So, and you can do that, those two numbers should be the same for your 5-day totals or your daily average. It's the last column on the right, percentage of calories. So what percentage of my daily calories are coming from fat? What percentage of my daily calories are coming from carbohydrates? And what percentage of my daily carbs are coming from protein? So let's just go ahead and look at a quick example. So let's just say, well, let's just use nice easy numbers, okay? And let's say that we did 2,000 calories average, okay? This is a daily average. 2,000 calories. I'm getting 1,000 calories. This is total. Let's say I'm getting 1,000 calories from carbs. Let's say I'm getting 500 from protein and 500 from fat, okay? Well, what are my percentages, okay? And so 2,000 is the number that you've got to work with, okay? And then I get 1,000 calories from carbs, okay? So if I take 1,000 calories and I divide it by 2,000 calories, that's going to give me 0.5. So 1,000 divided by 2,000 equals 0.5, which equals 50%. So 50% of my calories are coming from carbs, okay, if I get 1,000 out of 2,000. You're always going to divide the little number by the big number, okay? So we did the same thing with protein. 500 divided by 2,000 is going to give us 0.25, and that's going to be 25%. Same thing for fat. 500 divided by 2,000 equals 0.25. That gives me 25%. Now notice over here that all my percentages, 50 plus 25 plus 25, it's going to equal 100. If you get 99, 99.5, that's okay. It's going to be close. But it should be pretty stinking close to 100%. Okay? So you're going to do that for those top two tables. And that just gives you an idea of what your macronutrients are on any given day. Then you see the USDA recommendations there in the middle. And then you're going to worry about only the first 4 under vitamin and minerals. So vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. You should be able to go into your MyFitnessPal report, and you should be able to see those totals. And then at the bottom, okay, so this sheet, this nutrition worksheet, that's going to be a separate grade. If you complete that, turn it back into me, I will give you a test grade for that. And then another test grade opportunity that you have is that you can, you see down there at the bottom, number 5, it says compose a 2-page essay evaluating this information. And all you're going to do, people hear 2 pages and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so long. If you answer each of these questions, you're easily going to get 2 pages. So at the very beginning, you would state your weight management goal. Do I want to lose weight, gain weight? What do I want to do? Then it says, does your diet and activity level put you on track to meet that goal if you put your information in the energy equation? So what we did before. So let's say that you want to lose weight, whatever that may be. Let's say lose 5 pounds, okay, over the next 2 months. Well, if you're taking in more calories than you're burning, you're on track to gain weight, not lose weight. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to compare what the front of this sheet says with what the back of this sheet says. What am I taking in versus what is going out, okay, or what am I burning? How does your diet plan compare to the recommended percentages of calories from carbs, fats, and proteins? So you go back up to those top two tables and look at these USDA recommendations. So it says 50 to 65% of your calories should come from carbs. Well, what did my diet look like? Am I only getting 30% from carbs? Am I getting 75% from carbs? Do I follow the guidelines or not? That's the question you're attempting to ask. And then, is your diet providing all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs? Again, we're looking at vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. What does it say? Am I deficient, or do I have enough of those? And I think if you go into your MyFitnessPal report, especially on your phone, it'll show a number in red. 100 would be the target. So if I'm only at 75% of what my vitamin A level should be, that'll show up in red, and that'll let you know, hey, you're deficient in that vitamin or that mineral. Okay? And then, do you think you're getting enough and efficient sleep? That's a question that just you can answer based on how many hours of sleep am I getting a night. That's going to affect my ability to gain weight, lose weight, and so on, and affect my metabolism to some extent. Okay, what changes could be made to my diet and our physical activity plan to improve it? So if I notice things in my diet that seem a little off, okay, what changes can I make? If I'm short in vitamin C, how do I get more? Okay, if I'm eating too much fat, what changes do I make? If I need to burn more calories, how am I going to do that? That's the question that you're going to ask, okay? And that kind of goes along with the last question there. If you're not on track to meet your goal, what changes can you make to meet your goal? So again, if I wanted to lose 5 pounds and I'm on track to gain weight, well, I've got to make some changes. So what am I going to do to my diet? And what am I going to do to my activity level? How am I going to change those things in order to get on track with my goal? Okay, this does not have to be very complicated. It's just hopefully to give you an insight into this is what I'm thinking, but this is actually what I'm doing. This is actually what I'm putting in my body. This is how many calories I'm burning. Am I close to what I thought? Am I way off? It should really open your eyes to just, on a daily basis, what does your diet look like? What does your physical activity look like? And then, do those jive? Do they go with what you're hoping to accomplish? Whether that's lose weight, maintain weight, or gain weight, okay? So hopefully that's interesting to you. And, it's very personal. It's very practical. And if you've got any questions about this worksheet or about the essay or anything else that we've covered, just shoot me a message, and I'll be glad to help you.